everyone. I just wanted to come in and give a couple updates of things that I'm experiencing right now, how things are going, and just a couple follow-ups on some previous videos. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is my skin. So I did a previous video where I did no makeup, no filters. My skin was breaking out really bad. It was leaving scars and I was really unhappy with the way I looked. So I stopped using all products and then started trying one product at a time. Things were being presented to me, different types of products, some more high-end products, some not so high, and I tried so many different things. But what ended up happening is I found my skincare routine that is working for me pretty well. And none of these products cost more than $10, and they're all able to be found on Amazon. I'll leave links if anybody is curious about or wants to try any of these out, but none of them are like name brand products. So that really shocked me how well this is working. Right now I just have on concealer and a softening filter, but it's even helped my skin scarring and everything. So first thing I do is I wash my face with a turmeric soap. It's $7 per bar. That's what I use to wash my face with. In the evening, I use this shea butter cream, and it's 100% natural African shea butter. This is my moisturizer. I have a combination skin. It goes on and feels really heavy and oily. So what I do is I just take like a little bit out and then I put it on the back of my hand, my clean hand, and then I rub it into my hand, and then I rub it on my face like this, and then rub it all in my face. And when it comes on, at first it's like really thick and oily, but then it seeps in my skin and it works as my moisturizer that evening all the way until the next day. So in the morning, I wash my face I just wash my face with water in the morning. I don't use any kind of soap or anything. And then first I put on this vitamin C serum, and then I put on this aloe. This is regular aloe vera gel. That's it, and that's what I do in the morning. So those are the 4 products I use, and that's my skincare routine. And I haven't had a breakout in a really long time, and my scars are starting to go away to where I'm not wearing foundation anymore. I'm only wearing concealer. The next update, which I am so happy to report, I got my final grades for the semester, and I have an A- in social work practice, and I have a B in psychopathology. And I am so extremely thrilled with myself right now. I am thanking God for the strength and ability to get through the semester with all of the challenges that came up this semester. There were several hurricanes. Work was going crazy because of the nature of the work I do. I got called into special projects to help with hurricane effort. It was extremely draining, emotionally draining and difficult. And I actually missed an assignment in each class, which had me think in my head I was lucky if I got C's. But after the hurricane stuff subsided, I just worked really hard to get really good grades on all my assignments, and I ended up with a B and an A-. So I'm so relieved and excited about that. I gotta tell you guys about how I have to accept that I'm in my auntie era. So I am, posting things and putting stuff on the social media space. I just followed this new Christian rapper that I saw on TikTok. And yesterday, I'm getting like messages from him. And so I looked him up. I'm like, oh, he's a pretty popular Christian rapper. I see him like doing interviews with a lot of other Christian influencers that I follow, pastors and things like that. He's pretty big, got a pretty big following on YouTube and TikTok. And so I'm like, why is he in my inbox? And he looks like at least 10 years younger than me. So then in my inbox, at first it was just like, hey, thanks for the follow, that kind of thing. I'm like, oh, wow, he really engages with people or pays somebody to, whatever. Then he started flirting, and I'm like, wait a second. I go and pay attention to the page. It was a scam page. He took this person's images and made a fake page to scam. He probably was gonna try to act like he was all interested in me and then start asking me for money. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like a vulnerable auntie who is so thirsty for attention that will fall for one of these type of things. Maybe a more healthy way to look at that is that these type of people they go out after anybody who they can see might have interest in whoever. That's probably a healthier way to look at it. But I'm, for some reason, telling myself that I got targeted because I come on camera when my gray hair is showing, in my everyday t-shirts, barely any makeup, and I'm aging literally on social media. And I look like somebody's desperate auntie. I don't know why I'm telling myself that. That's what I told myself. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to accept that I'm in my auntie era. Like, nobody's really coming in my inbox to talk to me. Like, nobody comes to my inbox. Like, I don't get like anybody hollering at me in my inbox. And when I go out, nobody really approaches me. Maybe a couple times, but it's like the people who approach me are not people I would be attracted to. So that type of information just makes me feel like I don't have it like I used to, like not that type of young, youthful attractiveness. And so I'm accepting this era that I'm in. It's not easy, but it's okay. I would not fall for a scam like that because I'm actually not thirsty for attention. I haven't gotten attention in quite a while from a male or whatever, but I'm not thirsty for it either. I'm actually really fine. Like, I'm at peace and I'm good with it. So yeah, I won't fall for that kind of scam because I'm good. So that's another update. I thought that was funny. I was like, oh Lord. Really? He really tried it. But yeah, no, it didn't work. So the next update that I had was I'm at this stage where I'm also accepting that I might not be as likable as I thought I was, or as I tried to be. Hear me out. So I'm overcoming people pleasing syndrome. I would say yes to everything, even though like my social battery would expire and I'd still be saying yes to coming to people's events and things and hanging out, and not say no because really, Artie? And I just wouldn't like decline invites because I don't want to disappoint people, because I want people to like me. Well, what ended up happening is I'll end up getting moody, irritable, and I end up responding to things, small things, in extremely negative ways because I become moody, irritable, exhausted when I try to like run on a social battery that is like pretty much drained. And I end up being unlikable anyway. The very people that I'm trying to control by people pleasing and let them think I'm so likable and malleable and just go with the flowish are the same people that end up seeing huge character flaws anyway, because they see the worst of me because I just push myself to the limits. So I'm learning how to accept who I am. I need 4 to 5 days, sometimes 7, in between social events, large social interactions to recharge. And so my neighbor invited me to their Christmas party, but I had just been to their Thanksgiving dinner. I had a big event at my house. I had over 20 people at my house for watching the Grinch movie in my driveway. I literally just got up all the hot chocolate stains out of my driveway. And that took a lot of planning, social interaction, hosting. I was drained. And I knew I wasn't gonna be able to make that Christmas celebration at my neighbor's house. And my mom's coming in town this week. So that's gonna take its share of social, just being on all the time, a lot. She's gonna be here for 10 days. That's gonna be, that's gonna be interesting. So I need to make sure I have a full battery. So I let my neighbor know I've already like my calendar for the future and what I'm doing around that time. I know I won't have the social battery like bandwidth for that, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to miss it. It did not feel good to try to tell my neighbor no. That's something that I'm not used to or comfortable with, so it's hard for me to do. And she asked me 3 more times, and usually I could be pressured into doing things that I know I don't want to do, and I stood my ground, which was difficult because she asked me a few times, are you sure? Are you sure? Which made me feel like she really wants me to come, but I was like, I know I can't. I just can't do this one. I stood my ground. And yesterday I went outside because I let her use my driveway to park for some of her guests. I went outside to put my garbage pail out, and there were so many cars in my driveway, her driveway, the neighbor's driveway, the side of the road. I was so glad I stood my ground. There was no way I would have been able to do that. And yeah, that would have been a lot for me. So I did the right thing. It still doesn't feel good, but it's a better feeling than abandoning myself and abandoning my own needs to please someone else. The not good feeling I get from disappointing someone else is like a whole nother level than the not good feeling I get from betraying myself. Getting used to being uncomfortable with saying no to people that's where I'm at. And that takes me to the next area. There's certain things about my personality that I'm realizing are probably not the most likable. Like, I have a hard time with being in crowds for too long. I don't like being in places that are unclean. I like my house to stay clean. I don't like shoes on in my house. I have like all these little rules that they're just there. And when they're like being abided by, not like rules for other people, but just like, not rules, but standards for myself. But when they're like flowing in the right direction, I feel good. And I used to think that asserting those things and requiring that for myself made me unlikable. And today I'm just starting to be okay with maybe I'm not likable for everybody. Like, maybe not everybody will like this type of personality, and that's okay. Like, I can just accept it. If the way I am is weird to somebody, I'm extremely introverted, but I have high social skills, so it confuses people. If that is weird to people because they just don't understand, they're like, well, when you're out, we have really fun time. You talk to everybody, you get to know people, all that stuff. A lot of people don't understand what it means to be an introvert. They think just because you're very social and you do well in social situations, that means you're an extrovert. So when you try to explain like, yeah, I need this time to recharge, people look at you like you're weird. And I've decided I'm just gonna be okay with being weird. Like, there's a lot of things I like that are weird. I love sci-fi. I like reading. Like, I love fantasy. I love sci-fi. Right now, I'm seriously thinking about getting the Dune books. I like getting all into the lore of it. It's kind of nerdy, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just gonna learn how to just be okay with who I am. Like, I've lived so long trying to be what I think everybody else wants me to be, but being able to sit at home and get into Dune lore for a whole weekend in peace and silence might be weird to somebody, but it makes me happy. So I'm just gonna be happy. So that brings me into the next thing. I saw on somebody's TikTok, they said that when you were at your worst, you had the most people, the most friends. So I was like, So I wanted to go back in all my pictures. I had these big birthday parties and I was literally at my worst. I consider it at my worst because I was a heavy drinker. I was like in my disease of alcoholism, like drinking. And now I've been sober for almost 3 years. Had a lot of negative behaviors. I was operating on a program that I didn't even realize I was on. I was reliving the same story unconsciously. I was not awake. I wasn't at my best. And I went back to those pictures and I found something that I was surprised by. I was like, wait a second. Most of these people I still reach out to, I still talk to, I still have interaction with, I'm still connected to in some way. They're not just gone. they're still part of my social network. And I have more people now, like a lot of healthy people, a lot of people that I've met from church and other groups and other areas that are also a part of my social network, my neighbors and things like that. I have a large social network, but I don't talk to a lot of people on a day-to-day basis. I have maybe 1 or 2 people that I consistently talk to multiple times a week. But I still have like a social network to resource from. If I had a birthday party or some type of event, I'll get a good number of people to show up. Like a good number of people will show up that I would invite. If I invited all those people, well, most of them will probably show up and be happy to celebrate with this version of me, the sober version of me. So what I found was that quote isn't necessarily true for me, but what is true for me is that I am a bit more selective about how I share my energy and how I spend time with people and where and what circumstance. If I have something at my house, like I just had something at my house, I didn't choose to just invite everybody that I know, which is what I usually do. I used to just invite everybody I know, even though some groups or some people might not get along and there'd be some drama, might be uncomfortable. I just invite everybody and let them hash it out. But then I'd end up being uncomfortable because I'm worried about this person, that person being comfortable, and this person being comfortable with these people and all that stuff. I spend more time thinking about the environment I want to create and the energy I want to bring to that environment. And I don't think that's wrong. So I still will hang out with my different friends and people that I know, but I don't give everyone the same access to me and my time and my energy. And I am more selective. I take more time to decide what type of experience I'm creating, what type of energy I want to bring to this experience and that experience. And I have better experiences. I haven't experienced drama in like 2-3 years because I take my time to decide, and I don't just think everybody just has 100% access to my time, events that I'm having, my house. Like I don't do that anymore, and I think it's okay. I used to just say everybody has the same access because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings and I don't want to be mean. And if someone's feelings are getting hurt because of whatever, that's for them to figure out how to take care of within themselves. I don't just do anything in a mean way, and I mostly don't put a lot on social media anymore as far as every little thing I'm doing. I haven't really done that in a while, mostly because I just forget. But yeah, I just am more discerning about how I spread myself around to the people I'm connected with. That sounded really weird, but how I relate to people, how I connect with people, that quote doesn't really go for me, and it's okay. I think it's okay. Now I am seeing that being in my healthy version of myself, my network is actually larger, but I don't have to spin and run myself crazy and drain myself having so much interaction with everyone in my network all the time. They don't know all my business. I don't know all their business. I don't have to treat everyone in my network like they're my closest friend. And I don't, which is something that I used to think I had to do. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a large social network, but it's managed differently. So it was a kind of a neat thing to notice. Oh yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I guess we're all caught up. I will check in with you guys later and keep you posted. Bye.